Welcome to your Aries horoscope calendar for January 2025. This month, the cosmos are actively aligning to shape your path, with key transits bringing opportunities for love, financial growth, and career advancement. From the fiery energy of Mars to the grounding influence of Saturn, this month is about finding balance between ambition and patience. So I'll begin with a quick overview of the month, followed by a detailed daily prediction calendar at the end where I'll highlight honey days for love, money days for wealth opportunities, and caution days where you should tread carefully. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe your thoughts in the comments. So let's begin. So Aries, with Mercury positioned in your ninth house, your communication skills and intellectual curiosity gets a significant boost. This placement fosters a period of luck, making it an ideal time for short distance travel. Now, exploring new opportunities or engaging in spiritual pursuits. The sun's presence in the 10th house lights up your career sector, driving creativity, recognition, and advancement. Now, further amplified by Jupiter's supportive aspect. Meanwhile, retrograde Mars in the 3rd house fuels your courage and determination, pushing you to work harder and to seize professional opportunities. Now, Venus is exalted, opening the doors for gains through foreign connections, spiritual retreats, or even creative ventures abroad. This is also a very favorable time for introspection and self-discovery. So now let's look at your daily calendar. So January 1st and 2nd, this is where you want to focus your energies on your career and your public recognition. These are great days to align professional goals and to showcase your leadership. This is where you should get recognition for any work that you put in, and your energies with your coworkers, with your bosses, will be very positive on these days. Now moving on to January 3rd and 4th. These are very favorable days for working on shared ambitions. Expect support from your network or your community. Now, emphasize goals and also emphasizing gains and social connections on these days. So collaborate with friends, groups to achieve long-term goals. Now, moving to the 5th and 6th, these are days that you need to be careful of overspending on these days. So you could have unexpected expenses here. Your energies could be low. So you could also be releasing emotional baggage. So planning for future goals, rest and inner reflection can bring clarity on these days. January 7th and 8th, this is where you want to focus your energies on yourself, on self-rejuvenation, on maybe, take some time out, do some meditation, do some yoga, do some inner reflection. On the 9th and the 10th, these are really great days. These are your money days. This is where if you are in the stock market, this is where you might want to take profit. These are also great days if you need to borrow money. This is a good time to ask for money. This is also a good time to ask for money from your spouse if you need it, because chances are high you could get it on these days. The money flow is very good on the 9th and the 10th. Now moving to the 11th and 12th. This is a good time to spend with your siblings, to do some local traveling, spend some time working on your hobbies. Very enjoyable days. Now moving to the 13th, 14th, and 15th. This is where your energy with your mother are flowing really nicely. You guys are both in sync. You'll feel like you're very supportive. Your home environment will be lovely on these days. It's a very supportive, happy, peaceful environment. Now moving to the 16th and 17th. This is where you'll find that your focus is very high and it's very sharp on these days. You're able to absorb any kind of learning that you do on this day. It will come to you easily. Things will click. Now, if you're in the stock market, if you're studying, this is a good time that you could actually really look at subjects and really get it very easily on these days. Things actually, you'll learn something that you've been having trouble with in the past. This will click on these days where you'll say, aha, you'll have that aha moment on these days. Now, on the 18th and 19th, this is where you want to be mindful. These are days to be careful of. Okay, so your health may not be at its best. You could have disputes, you could have debt, you could have illness on these days. This is where your energy is not in sync with people around you. Your energies could be low. You could be very easily irritated. People around you could also be very easily irritated, so you can get into little disputes with people on these days. So I would say if you have court cases, this is not a good day for those as well. Your results will not be favorable on these days. So, maybe reschedule it to more favorable days. Now, moving on to the 20th, 21st, and 22nd. These are very favorable days, especially if you're married, if you're in a partnership, if you're in a business partnership. Very good days for you where your energies will be in sync. Your support system will be around you. So very good days for that. Now, moving on to the 23rd and the 24th. Again, these are days to be mindful. This is where your energies could be stressed. You could be dealing with family issues or financial problems on these days. So overall, the energy is not too good on these days. Now, moving on to the 25th, 26th, and 27th. Now, here your energies do improve. You feel much better on these days. You're actually doing introspection on these days. You could be thinking of traveling. You could be thinking of spirituality. You could even do something spiritual and religious on these days as well. And also, you'll find that your energies with your father are also more easy flowing on these days. Now, moving on to the 28th and 29th. This is where, again, your focus is back onto your career, onto your workplace. This is where you want to put full efforts in at work, because you will get the recognition. You will get the credit for your work that you deserve. And also, the energies are flowing very nicely on these days. Now, moving to the 31st, the 30th and the 31st. This is where you want to enjoy fun, food, friends. So go out. Go socialize. You should have a great time with your friends and your friend circle. So I hope you make the best of January and all the blessings that come to you. If you've enjoyed today's video, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe so you don't miss February's horoscope. Thank you for being with me today. Horoscope calendar for January 2025. First, I'll do a very quick overview of the month, and it will be followed by your daily calendar showing your honey days, your money days, and days to be careful and days you can take opportunities. So let's begin. So Mercury's transit in the 8th house brings hidden opportunities, including sudden financial gains or an improved dynamics in your partnerships. Now, this is a good time for research or diving deeper into subjects that intrigue you. The sun's position in the 9th house enhances your luck and supports endeavors in higher education, travel, or spiritual activities. Retrograde Mars in the 2nd house calls for caution in your speech and prudent financial management to avoid any unnecessary setbacks. Now, on the brighter side, exalted Venus in the 11th house, it promises gains through collaborations and social networks. So making this an excellent period for growth financially and to expand your influence. So let's move on to the daily calendar. The month begins on a lucky note with January 1st and 2nd in your lucky house, where you're looking inwards, you're introspecting, you're thinking of travel, higher learning, and you'll also notice that your energies with your father are really in sync on these days. Moving to the 3rd and the 4th of January, this is where you want to focus your energies on your career. You want to put full effort in at work because you will get recognized. You will have the support of your co-workers, of your colleagues, of your superiors. So they will recognize the hard work that you put in. If you have meetings at work, these are great days for that as well. Moving to the 5th and the 6th of January, this is where you want to go out with friends. You want to socialize. You also want to do some networking. If you do social media, these are great days for that as well. Now, the 7th and 8th, these are days that you want to be a little bit mindful. Your energies could be low on these days. You could also do some overspending on these days. So you could have some unexpected expenses on these days. And you also might feel like you don't have everybody's support. You might feel isolated. You might feel a little bit lonely on these days. Now, on January 9th and 10th, this is where your energies improve. This is where you want to focus your energies on yourself, self-rejuvenate, self-reflect, and maybe spend some time on your own just to collect your energies. Now, moving on to the 11th and 12th. These are your money days. These are days where you'll find that the money flow is really good. If you've lent out money to someone and you need it back, these are great days to ask for that money back. And if you need to borrow money, these are great days to ask because chances are really high that you will get money on these days. Now, if you're in the stock market and you're looking to take profit, these are great days for that as well. Now, moving to the 13th, 14th, and 15th, these are great days for you to spend time with your siblings, with your neighbors. Do some local traveling, spend some time doing your hobbies. Really good, happy days. Now, moving to the 16th and 17th, again, really good energy days. You'll find that you're very much in sync with your mother and your home environment is very supportive on these days. You feel love, you feel at peace. Really nice time at home. Now, the 18th and 19th, this is, if you're single, these are really romantic days. This is where your spontaneity is really good. So you're going to feel very energetic and romantic on these days. And also you'll find that mentally you're very focused on these days. You're able to learn more easily on these days. Your focus is very much there on these days. Now, moving to the 20th, 21st, and 22nd. These are not good days as far as your energy. Your energy could be low. You could be dealing with cough, cold, flu. So you might have to deal with health-related issues. You could also be dealing with debt or disputes. If you have any court cases, these are not favorable days for results from court cases as well. So maybe postpone it to more favorable days. Now, moving to the 23rd and 24th, these are really nice days. These are good days. If you're married, you'll see that your energy with your spouse is very much in sync here. They're very supportive. You're able to connect more easily on these days. Now, moving to the 25th, 26th, and 27th. This is where you have to be a little bit more mindful again. These days are a little bit more stressed. So I would just say that to lay low on these days and maybe not do too much on these days if you don't have to. Now, January 28th and 29th, you are feeling better on these days. Your energies have picked up. You feel much better. You feel more like you are self-reflecting on these days. And also you're feeling more spiritual and more religious on these days as well. This also are great days for you to have a conversation with your father. You'll feel that he is actually more receptive to your energies on these days. Now, moving to the 30th and 31st, you want to focus your energies at work here. You want to put in all your efforts because it will be fruitful for you on these days. You'll feel that the energy is really nice at work. It's very supportive and you're getting along really well at work. You're getting the recognition that you deserve for all the hard work that you do. So this is January 2025 for Taurus individuals. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe so you don't miss February's horoscope. Welcome, Gemini Ascendants, to your January 2025 astrological forecast. This month promises an exciting and interesting mix of intellectual growth, personal transformation, and career breakthroughs. With Mars leaving your ascendant mid-month and Saturn driving ambition in your 9th house, you'll find yourself aligning with long-term goals and rethinking your purpose. Stay tuned for daily predictions at the end, where I'll outline your honey days for love, money days for financial growth, and caution days to tread carefully. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment about how these energies resonate with your life. So let's get started. Now, Venus's transit into Capricorn brings depth into your relationship, intimacy, and vulnerability. These things are highlighted for you in the month of January, making it an excellent time for deep emotional connections. Now, those of you who are single may meet someone magnetic and mysterious, while couples may focus on strengthening trust. After January 27th, Venus conjunct Rahu in Pisces can bring sudden romantic attention in professional settings, but tread careful with workplace romances. Now looking at marriage and family. Now, this month focuses is towards resources and family responsibilities. Discussions about financial planning or inheritance can surface, especially with Mercury turning direct on January 8th. So patience will be key in managing family dynamics, particularly with in-laws or older relatives. Now, the new moon on January 28th supports fresh starts in with family bonds or shared investments. Now, moving on to career and professional life, Mars in Gemini until January 16th keeps you energized, communicative, and motivated. But after January 17th, Mars moves into Cancer, where your focus shifts to financial planning and resource building. Now, Saturn in Aquarius inspires discipline, efforts in higher learning, legal matters, and overseas ventures. The new moon in Capricorn on January 28th is excellent for diving into joint financial opportunities or transformative projects. Now, moving on to wealth and finances. Jupiter in Taurus encourages wise financial planning. While it's a great time to allocate funds for long-term goals, you might watch for unnecessary expenses, particularly on luxury items. Now, Venus in Capricorn brings potential gains from shared resources or partnerships after January 13th. Also, avoid impulsive spending around January 25th, 26th, 27th, when emotional decisions may affect your budget. Now, looking at health and wellness, the Cancer full moon on January 12th highlights emotional eating and potential throat or dental issues. So focus on a balanced diet and proper hydration. After January 17th, Mars in Cancer might create stress-related physical sensitivities, so prioritize relaxation and grounding activities. Now let's look at your monthly calendar. Gemini horoscope for January 2025 daily calendar. So the month starts off with a little bit of stress on January 1st and 2nd. These are stressful days, so just be a little bit mindful of your energy. Now, moving on to the 3rd and 4th of January, your energies do improve here. You feel much better. You feel a little bit spiritual, religious. Your energies with your father are very much in sync on these days, so make good use of that time. Now, moving on to the 5th and 6th of January, this is where you want to focus on your career. This is where you want to put in efforts at work, because your work will get noticed by your superiors, and you'll find that your co-workers are also very supportive. So it's very good energy in your workplace. Now, moving on to the 7th and 8th, this is where you want to have fun, go out, socialize, food, friends, and networking. Okay, so make use of your connections. If you're on social media, it's a great time for you as well. Now, moving on to the 9th and 10th, this is where you want to be mindful of your energies. Be mindful of overspending. So you could spend money unexpectedly here. And also you could notice that your energies are a bit low. You could want to isolate yourself, spend some time alone. So the energies are not favorable on the 9th and 10th. Now, moving on to the 11th and 12th of January. This is where you are now regaining your energies back. This is where you want to spend time on yourself. These are your days. Days to self-reflect, to rejuvenate yourself, and maybe spend some time meditating or do self-journaling. Great days for that. Now, moving on to the 13th, 14th, and 15th. These are fabulous days. These are your money days. These are days where you will see that the money flow is just wonderful. So if you are in the stock market, these are great days to take profits. If you want to buy a lottery ticket, great day for that as well. If you are looking to borrow money, you want to ask your spouse for money. Chances are really good that they will agree to give you the money on these days. Now, moving on to the 16th and 17th. These are good days to spend with your siblings. If you've been thinking of taking a local trip, that would also be really enjoyable for you. You could also spend some time doing your hobbies. Now, moving on to the 18th and 19th. These are great days for you. This is where you're happy at home. Your energies with your mother are very much in sync. You'll feel that you are surrounded by love and peace at home. Very good, happy environment at home on these days. Now, the 20th, 21st, 22nd. This is where, if you're single, these are good romantic romantic days for you. If you're a student, these are days where you will excel in your studies. You'll feel that your focus is very strong on these days. Now, if you're someone who wants to learn something new, or you've been trying to tap into something new, if you're into the stock market, this is where you want to look at your portfolio and you want to look at trends. You'll be able to pick up something new that really resonates with you. It'll also it'll click whatever it is that you're trying to take in. The information, the knowledge will click on these days. It'll be much easier on these days. Now, the 23rd and 24th, this is where you have to be mindful of your energies. This is where you could have a health issue. This is where you could have debts. You could have disputes. If you have a court case, if you have appointments that you need to attend to, where it could go against you, chances are high that these are not favorable days for you. So maybe change the dates so you have a more favorable outcome. Now, moving on to the 25th, 26th, and 27th. These are very good days for you, especially if you're married, if you're in a partnership. This is where your energies with your partnership will be in sync. You'll be able to see eye to eye. You'll also be, you'll feel very supported by your partner on these days. Now, moving on to the 28th and 29th. Again, these are stressful days. You have to be mindful of your energy on these days. There also could be issues with your family, something to do with money. Something sudden could happen on these days. It's just the energies are a little stressed on these days. So I would lay low on these days. Now, moving on to the 30th and 31st. Now, here your energies are improving, so the month is ending on a good note for you. You're looking into spirituality, higher learning. You might be thinking of traveling. Your mind is on good things towards the end of the month. So overall, I would say, Gemini, a really good month for you, and I hope you make the best of every opportunity that January presents to you. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. Your support is greatly appreciated. Thank you for watching today.
Cancer ascendant to your January 2025 forecast. This month is a transformative period for relationships, finances, and career advancements as powerful transits shape your emotional and professional world. With Mars entering your ascendant mid-month and the full moon lighting up your sign, this is your time to embrace growth, introspection, and new opportunities. Stay tuned for daily predictions at the end of the video for your monthly calendar, which highlights your honey days for love, money days for wealth opportunities, and cautious days for challenges. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Let's get started with a quick overview. Now, regarding love and relationship, your emotional depth becomes a major asset in love this month. Venus enters Capricorn on January 13th, enhancing your relationships. Couples may focus on stability and commitment, while singles could meet someone serious and dependable. Venus conjunct Rahu in Pisces from January 27th highlights exciting, unexpected romantic encounters, possibly through travel or educational pursuits. Now, the Cancer full moon on January 12th illuminates personal needs in relationships, urging you to balance independence and partnerships. Now, this is an excellent time to communicate openly about what you need from others. Now, family life is highlighted with the sun transiting into Capricorn on January 14th, bringing clarity and focus on partnerships and shared responsibilities. Mercury's direct motion on January 8th clears up misunderstandings with your spouse or extended family. Saturn in Aquarius suggests the need for careful planning regarding shared resources or long-term family investments. Now, regarding career and professional life, the month begins with strong professional energy as Saturn remains in your 8th house, urging disciplined efforts in managing joint ventures or research-based projects. Now, Mars enters Cancer on January 17th, boosting your energy and your ambitions. Use this transit to make bold steps towards your career goals, but avoid unnecessary conflicts at work. Now, the Capricorn new moon on January 28th is a game changer for collaborations, partnerships, and for contracts. This is an ideal time to sign agreements or to initiate new professional relationships. Now, looking at wealth and finance, Jupiter in Taurus supports financial gains through networks, long-term investments, or collaborative projects. Venus in Capricorn after January 13th boosts your ability to attract financial support or negotiate beneficial terms in partnerships. Be cautious around January 25th, 26th, 27th when the Capricorn moon may bring impulsive financial decisions or emotional spending. Now, regarding health and wellness, the Cancer full moon on January 12th calls to balance your emotional and physical health. While Mars in your ascendant after January 17th brings vitality, it could also lead to stress or overexertion. So pay attention to your digestive health and prioritize hydration, especially on those cautious days. So now let's look at your calendar and break it down day by day. So January 1st and 2nd. This is a good time for partnerships. These days are really good supportive energies. You'll see that you are in sync with your partner, whether it's your spouse or whether it's your business partner. Now, moving on to the 3rd and 4th of January, this is where you might feel a bit of stress for these 2 days. This could have something to do with inner turmoil or family-related issues, finance-related issues. Now, that energy does change on the 5th and 6th when your energies are feeling better. This is where your energies are more in sync with your father. You're able to communicate better with him on the 5th and 6th. And you'll also find that he's more supportive on these days and more willing to listen if you need to have a conversation with him. On the 7th and 8th, these are great days for you to focus your energy on work. Present your skills at work to your superiors. If you have a meeting, this is a great time for that as well. You'll see that the environment at work is supportive to you. Now, on the 9th and 10th, this is a great time for you to go out, have fun with your friends, socialize, go out and network with your friends and get some ideas from them. This is a great time for that. 11th and 12th, these 2 days you have to be a little bit mindful of your spending habits. You might spend on something unnecessarily. And also your energies might be a little bit more or you might have the need for isolation. You might want to spend the time alone on these 2 days, or you might feel that the energies around you are not supportive and you're feeling like you want to self-isolate. Now, on the 13th, 14th, and 15th, your energies are now returning back to you. You're feeling self-rejuvenated, self-reflecting type of energy. You want to spend some time on yourself on these days. These are your days. Now, on the 16th and 17th, these are your money days. These are really good days. You'll see that the money flow is really easy on these days. So if you need to borrow money, if you need money back that you've lent out, this is a good time for that. If you need to take profits on your stocks or you're in the market, then this is also a good time for that as well. Now on the 18th and 19th, these are again really good energy days where you could do some hobbies, you could do some local trip traveling. This is also a good time for you to spend with your siblings. Now, when we're moving to the 20th, 21st, and 22nd, this is good energy at home. This is where you're happy at home. You're feeling at peace. You're feeling loved. You're feeling supported. And you'll see that the energies that you have with your mother are also they're very nice. She's very supportive. The energies there are flowing very nicely. So it's a happy week for you there. Now, looking at the 23rd and 24th, again, very good days for you. If you're single, these are good days to go out on a date, take somebody out. This is where your energies, you'll feel a little bit more romantic, and you'll also have your feelings reciprocated on these days. Now, if you're a student, these are good days for you to do some school work because the results will be really good. And if you're looking to study, this is also a good time for you to take that information in because you'll really be able to absorb that information. It'll make more sense to you on these days. Now, looking at the 25th, 26th, and 27th, these are days that are not favorable. Okay, regarding your health, it could be to do with debts, disputes. If you have any court dates, these are not good days for that. They're not favorable. The energies around you will not be favorable. You'll also be sort of like low energy. You'll also be irritated on these days, so easily you can get into a dispute with someone. And also, when we're moving to the 28th and 29th, the energies now have improved, okay? So we're going into positive energy here. And this is the energy that if you are married, your energy with your spouse will be really good. You'll be in sync here. You'll get support from your spouse. You're able to reconnect if you've had any recent disputes. Now, looking at the 30th and 31st, this is where you have to be a little bit more mindful. Again, these are stressful energies, so your energy will not be at the best at the end of the month, the last 2 days. But, starting February 1st, you're going into really good supportive days again. So I hope you make the most of all the days that are favorable here and be a little cautious on those cautious days. There's only a few of them. So just be mindful of those days, and I hope you make the best of every opportunity that January presents to you. Thank you for watching today. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Welcome, Leo Ascendant, to your January 2025 forecast. This month is all about reclaiming your power and aligning with your life's purpose. With Saturn steady in your 7th house of partnerships and the Sun, your ruling planet, transiting Capricorn and Aquarius, your focus shifts between responsibilities and long-term planning. The dynamic energy of Mars and Venus throughout the month will keep you motivated and energized. So stay tuned for your daily predictions as I go over the monthly calendar with you, where you'll get insights into your honey days for love, money days for financial opportunities, and caution days for challenges. So make sure to like, subscribe, and comment to share how your predictions are resonating. So let's get started with the overview first. So the month starts with a focus on stability and growth in relationships. Venus enters Capricorn on January 13th, emphasizing the need to balance love and routine. Singles might find someone in their professional or daily environment who sparks interest. The Sun moves into Aquarius on January 14th, bringing clarity and vitality to your relationships. Couples may focus on long-term goals, while the Capricorn new moon on January 28th offers a fresh start in how you approach love and partnerships. Now let's take a closer look at marriage and family. Now, with Saturn in Aquarius, marriage and committed relationships remain a key theme this month. Saturn encourages patience and maturity in dealing with your partner or resolving family matters. Now, if there are disputes, January 14th, 15th, 16th is an ideal time to seek resolution. Be mindful of emotional dynamics around the 12th of January. Now, during the Cancer full moon, which may stir up deep feelings related to family or your past. Now let's look at career and professional life. So Mars in Gemini until January 16th keeps you focused on networking and expanding your professional connections. After January 17th, Mars shifts into Cancer, encouraging behind-the-scenes work or strategic planning. The Sun in Capricorn until January 14th keeps your work ethic strong and helps you to tie up loose ends before starting new projects after the new moon on January 28th. And Jupiter in Taurus continues to bless you with career growth, recognition, and leadership opportunities. Use this month to build momentum for long-term achievements, especially after January 8th, when Mercury turns direct. Now let's take a look at wealth and finances. January is a strong month for financial planning and securing long-term gains. Jupiter in Taurus supports career-linked income, while Venus in Capricorn encourages disciplined money management. So be cautious with hidden expenses after January 17th, when Mars enters your 12th house. And now let's move on to health and wellness. Health remains stable as long as you stay consistent in your routines. The Cancer full moon on January 12th urges rest and emotional detox. So after January 17th, Mars in Cancer may heighten stress or impact your sleep patterns. Incorporating relaxation techniques will help manage your vitality. So now let's look at the daily calendar for the month of January. So January 1st and 2nd, your energies here on these days are not favorable. You could be dealing with some kind of a health issue, disputes, or something to do with debt. But that energy does change on the 3rd and 4th, where your energies are more supported on these days. So you'll find that you have support from your business partner. You could also have support from your spouse as well. So very good days. On the 5th and 6th, these are stressful days. These are days where you could be very low energy. You could also be very irritated with stress that you're dealing with internal issues as well. Moving on to the 7th and 8th, these are very good days. Your energies have picked up now. It's more favorable energies. You're feeling more lucky. Also, you'll find that your father is more supportive on these days. You could easily get support from him on these days. On the 9th and 10th, these are very favorable days as far as your work. So you do want to put in all your efforts in at work. You want to showcase your skills. Your skills will get noticed at work, and you'll also have support from your coworkers and your superiors. If you do have a meeting coming up at work, these are favorable days for that meeting. Moving on to the 11th and 12th, again, very favorable days. This is great for social networking, for you to get advice from your friends, from your networking circle. And if you're looking to invest further into the market, this is also a good time to look at the market and see what's happening there. Now, moving on to the 13th, 14th, and 15th. These are days where your energies are not favorable. You could be looking at expense, or an unexpected expense can also happen here as well. Your energies could be low, and you may not be feeling your best. You may feel more than health. You may feel like you want to spend some time alone, or you may feel that the energies around you are not supportive. So you might feel a little bit lonely on these days. Now, moving on to the 16th and 17th, this is where the energies are now turning more positive again. Your energies are with you. You're looking to spend time on yourself, self-reflect, self-rejuvenate. These are your days. So, maybe do some meditation, do some self-journaling, spend some time on yourself on these days. Now, moving on to the 18th and 19th, these are great days. These are your money days. These are days where you can take profit from the markets. These are days that if you need to borrow money, it'll come to you easily, especially from your spouse, from family. If you need money that you've borrowed, like if you've lent out money and you need it back, this is also a good time for you to ask for that money back. It'll come to you easier. Now, on the 20th, 21st, and 22nd, these are also really good, positive days for you. This is a time where you want to spend on yourself doing, local trip traveling. You could also travel for work on these days, and you could see that, you'll really enjoy working on your hobbies, spending time with your siblings. Very enjoyable time here. Now, the 23rd and 24th, again, really good, positive days. This is where you feel peace at home. You feel love. You feel support. The energies around you in your home environment are very supportive, and they're very in sync with your energies. Now, moving on to the 25th, 26th, and 27th. Again, very positive days. These are days that if you're single, these are great days for you to have a date. This is a great day for you because you're going to be feeling romantic on these days. And if you're a student, these are great days for you to focus on your studies because the results will be really good. And if you're looking to learn about the markets or any other subject, this is a good time for you to focus your energies on learning something new. It'll be easier for you to tap into that learning because your focus will be really sharp on these days. Now, moving on to the 28th and 29th, these are not favorable days. You could be looking at ill health. You could be looking at debt, disputes, the energies that you feel these days. It could be that, you're easily irritable on these days, and the energies around you, again, they're not supportive on these days. If you have any dates that are crucial, I would recommend that you change them, not do them on the 1st, 2nd, 28th, and 29th. 13th, 14th, 15th, and the 5th and the 6th. These days are not favorable for you. The rest of the month is very favorable. So just be mindful of the dates that you have your major appointments. Now, moving on to the 30th and 31st. Again, very favorable days. You will feel that you're getting support from your partner, whether it's business, whether it's your spouse. You're in sync with them. This is where you can sit down, have a conversation with them. They really get you. You can do some brainstorming together with them, and the energies are very supportive. So there you go. That was January horoscope for Leo ascendant. Remember, this is Vedic astrology. So if you don't know your Vedic sign, please look it up online. All you need is your date, your time, and your place of birth, and you can get a free chart online. So I do use the ascendant sign for the readings. Now, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, as your support is greatly appreciated. Thank you for being with me today. Welcome, Virgo Ascendant, to your January 2025 astrology calendar. This month is bringing an opportunity for reflection, growth, and renewal in both your personal and professional life, with powerful planetary transits, including the Sun and Venus moving through your 5th and 6th houses. There will be an increased focus on creativity, romance, and work-life balance. A strong career push mixed with some personal introspection that will guide your path forward this month. So stay tuned for daily predictions at the end, where I go over the day-to-day predictions on the calendar. So that will give you insights onto your honey days for love, money days for financial opportunities, and caution days to be mindful of potential challenges. So be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. So let's dive in with a quick overview, and then I will do the daily calendar. So January promises a period of deepening emotional connections. Venus entering Capricorn on January 13th ignites passion and romance in your life. Now, for singles, this could be the time when a long-term love interest merges, or an existing relationship deepens into something more meaningful. Venus will also encourage creative expressions in love, which can lead to joyful connections. Now, the Sun's movement into Aquarius on January 14th shines a light on your 6th house, bringing attention to work and daily habits. This is a great time to harmonize your professional life with your personal relationships. Now, around the full moon of Cancer on January 12th, you might experience a moment of emotional release related to love or family. Now, it could be a great opportunity to reassess what you truly want in your relationships. Now, looking at marriage and family, with Saturn transiting your 6th house, you may feel a greater sense of responsibility towards your partner and your family. Relationships can feel like a partnership in work or shared obligations, and there might be a focus on maintaining stability in your home life. However, Mars's entry into Cancer on January 17th may bring tensions or challenges in your family dynamics. It's important to keep your cool when things get heated at home, so balance your professional ambitions with family responsibilities. That will be the key to avoiding burnout this month. Now let's look at career and professional life. Jupiter in Taurus continues to bring luck and expansion in your career and your academic pursuits. Now, January is a great time for growth, networking, and seeking professional development opportunities that are related to travel or higher education that may also arise. Now, on January 14th, the Sun's shift into Aquarius highlights your work habits and your routines, making it an excellent time for productivity. Now, Mars, which moves into Cancer on January 17th, will energize your career ambitions. However, the 10th house, Mars energy, can also cause you to be more reactive in your professional matters as well. So make sure to avoid clashes with authority figures or your colleagues. Now, the Capricorn new moon on January 28th can bring clarity to your professional life. Now, if you've been feeling stuck or uncertain about your career direction, this new moon will help you make concrete decisions about future goals. Now let's take a look at wealth and finances. Financial stability is on the horizon with Venus in Capricorn after January 13th, helping you create practical financial plans. Now, the new moon on January 28th also holds potential for setting intentions for long-term financial growth. However, Mars in your 10th house of career after January 17th could lead to impulsive spending tied to career goals or work-related expenses. So be careful about overspending during this time. Now, the alignment of Jupiter in Taurus and the Sun in Aquarius suggests that collaborative ventures or group projects could bring financial rewards. These opportunities could involve your personal network or your financial alliances as well. Now, with the Sun and Venus influencing your fifth and sixth houses, health matters related to daily routines and self-care also do get emphasized here. So be mindful of your work-life balance, especially around the 17th when Mars moves into Cancer. Stress can also put an impact on your energy levels, so prioritize physical and mental relaxation. Now, January 12th's full moon might highlight areas where you need to release emotional tension, which can in turn affect physical well-being as well. So pay attention to your digestive system and consider incorporating more mindfulness into your daily routine. So now let's move on to the daily calendar. So the month begins on a very positive note. The first and second are really good positive days where your creativity is going to be at its high. You'll be able to focus on your work. Learning will also be good on this day as well. And these are very romantic days if you're single. Now, moving to the third and fourth, these are days where your energies could be low, your energies could be irritable on these days. You might have to deal with low energy, ill health, disputes, debt. Again, not favorable days. If you have court dates on these days, I would suggest that you change them. If you have any other important appointments, maybe not have them on these days. On the 5th and 6th, your energies are very favorable on these days. This is where you will get the support of your partner. You will be in sync with your partner here, whether it's your business partner or whether it's your spouse. You could also see some romance if you're married on these days as well. Now, moving to the 7th and 8th, these are not supportive energies. This is where you'll feel stressed. Again, it's not supportive energies because you'll have a lot on your mind, whether it's internal stress or whether it's stress around you. You'll definitely feel it on these days. Now, on the 9th and 10th, these are favorable days. This is where you're feeling much better now. You're feeling more positive in your thinking as well. Your energies are very much in sync with your father on these days. So if you need to, spend some time with your father, have a conversation with them, get to know them better, spend some time doing hobbies with them, you'll enjoy your time with your father on these days. The 11th and 12th, these are good days for you. Again, very positive on the career front. This is where you want to focus all your efforts in at work. You want to showcase your skill set, and you want to also if you have meetings on this day, this is a good day. You should get good results, positive results on these days. You'll find that your superiors, your coworkers are supportive on these days. So very good energy. Now, moving on to the 13th, 14th, and 15th. Again, very positive energy on these days. These are great days for you to do some social networking, social skills with social media. If you need to understand the market to invest further into the markets, this is also a good time for that as well. Very positive dates for you to go spend time with your friends, enjoy, socialize on these days. Now, moving to the 16th and 17th, these are days that are not favorable. This is where your energy will be low. This is where you could overspend on unexpected, unnecessary things. So be mindful of your spending on these days. And also mentally and physically, your energies will be low on these days. You will not be feeling your best on these days. Now, on the 18th and 19th, you regain your energies on these days. These are your days. This is why in the calendar it says your days. You want to spend time on yourself, rejuvenate yourself, self-reflect, and also maybe spend some time alone to gain your energies back. Now, on the 20th, 21st, and 22nd, great days, positive days. This is where you'll see that these are your money days of the month. This is where the money flow is really easy. It's really good. And if you need to borrow money, if you need to get money that you've lent back from people, this is a good time to ask for that. If you're looking to take profits from the markets, this is also a good time for that as well. So the money flow is really good on those days. Now, looking at the 23rd and 24th, again, very positive days. This is a good time for you to do some local traveling. You might also have to travel for work on these days as well. Now, moving to the 25th, 26th, and 27th, again, very positive days. This is where you're happy at home. This is where you can, you'll see that the energies around you are very supportive. It's a loving, happy environment at home on these days. You'll also see that the energies with your mother are also very much in sync on these days. It's a good time to have any conversations that need to be had. Your energies will be balanced and they will be very supportive to one another. Now, on the 28th and 29th, again, very nice days for you, very supportive. Again, very romantic days. These are good days for you to go out on a date, have a good time, do something creative, do something spontaneous on these days. Moving on to the 30th and 31st. These are days that are not favorable. This is where you want to be a little bit mindful of the energies around you. They will not be supportive to you. So if you have anything important on these days, I would change the day. The results will not be favorable on these days. And also, you might not be feeling your best on these days. So my recommendation is move the dates to a more favorable time of the month. There you go. That was your January calendar. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Your support is greatly appreciated. Thank you for being with me today. Welcome, Libra Ascendant, to your January 2025 astrology calendar. This month brings a focus on personal growth and the cultivation of balance, something that comes naturally to you with major transits in your 4th and 5th houses. There will be a strong emphasis on home life, family, and creativity. January offers opportunities for you to make deeper emotional connections, whether it's with your family, your romantic partner, or creative ventures. In addition to monthly overview, stay tuned to the end of the video for your daily calendar, which will give you specific guidance on honey days for love, money days for financial opportunities, and caution days when extra care is needed. So be sure to like, subscribe, and comment, and do let me know how these videos resonate with you. So let's dive in with a quick overview, followed by the calendar. Now, January promises emotional growth in relationships, particularly through deepening connections with family and romantic partners. Venus, your ruling planet, will enter Capricorn on January 13th, encouraging a focus on home life, emotional security, and nurturing relationships. For those in relationships, this could be a time for increased closeness and understanding, with a potential for resolving any past emotional issues. Now, for those of you who are single, this period may encourage a more grounded approach to love and attract partners who align with your values. Now, the sun's shift into Aquarius on January 14th brings attention to your 5th house, which governs creativity, self-expression, and romance. This is an ideal time to reignite the spark in an existing relationship or to explore new creative outlets. Now, a new wave of joy could enter your life as you explore fun activities or share moments of connection with your special person. Now, around the Cancer full moon of January 12th, you might find emotions intensifying in family life and regarding a close partner. Use this energy to clear old emotional baggage and set intentions for healthier, more fulfilling relationships. Now let's take a closer look at marriage and family. The first half of January will be emotionally rich with family matters, with Saturn, which will be transiting your 5th house of love and creativity. Long-term commitments in your personal life also continue to evolve. Now, family responsibilities may take precedent, especially around January 14th, when the sun moves into Aquarius and shifts focus on your emotional well-being. Now, Mars enters Cancer on January 17th, energizing your 9th house of higher learning and philosophy. This will increase your desire to explore new horizons, either physically or mentally. Now, expect some restlessness in family life as you look to break free from routines and inject excitement into your home environment. Now, looking at career and professional life, this is a month of progress in your professional life, especially regarding long-term projects or your ambitions. Now, Jupiter in Taurus continues to support transformation and financial growth, particularly through shared resources, joint ventures, or investments. There is an opportunity to have expansion in your career, especially if you've been working on collective projects or looking at bigger impacts into your industry.
With the sun entering Aquarius on January 14th, the fifth house will become your focus, bringing attention to creative work on business ideas. This is an excellent time to push forward with innovative ideas or to bring your talents into the spotlight. Now, Mars moving into Cancer on January 17th could bring both passion and impatience into your professional life. So be mindful of sudden changes or impulsive decisions that might affect your career trajectory. As Capricorn's new moon on January 28th offers a great opportunity to set career goals, especially related to creative projects or leadership opportunities. And now let's take a look at wealth and finances. In January, your financial focus is on shared resources, partnerships, and joint investments. With Jupiter and Taurus in your 8th house, there's potential for growth through collaborations or seeking financial support. However, you will need to balance your ambitions with practicality, especially as Mars moves into Cancer on January 17th. Avoid taking on too many risks with money during this time. Now, Venus in your 4th house from January 13th onward will also highlight matters related to your home, possibly urging you to focus on securing financial foundation in your domestic matters. Now, let's take a look at health and wellness. Now, health could be stable throughout the month, but emotional balance will be the key. The Cancer full moon on the 12th will encourage you to focus on emotional well-being and to create a balance between personal and professional responsibilities. You might feel a push to take better care of your physical health as well. So it's a great time to implement a new fitness routine or health-related goal. Mars in Cancer after January 17th may lead to an uptick in stress levels as well. So make sure to include relaxation practices like meditation and yoga to maintain mental clarity. So now let's break it down to day with the monthly calendar. So the month begins on a very positive note with the 1st and 2nd in a very supportive area of your chart. You'll feel that your home environment is very peaceful and very loving and supporting during the 1st and 2nd of January. The 3rd and 4th of January is a very creative energy. This is where you'll have a lot of ideas. Your focus will also be very sharp. If you're single, this is a good time for you to go out, socialize, ask somebody out on a date. You'll definitely be in the mood. Now, the 5th and the 6th, these are not favorable energies. This is where you'll not be feeling your best. And this is also where your energy is very low. It's either irritable. You could easily get into disputes with people around you. The energy around you on these days is not favorable. It's not supportive. It's also not a friendly energy. It's a very combative type energy. So if you have any court dates, if you have any appointments, I would change it to more favorable days. Now, on the 7th and 8th, these are very favorable days for you, very supportive energy. For those of you who are married, these are good days for you. It's a romantic time for you. For those of you who are in business, it's also a good time for you to collaborate with your business partner. The 9th and the 10th, again, these are not good energies. These are 2 days where your energies are a little bit stressed out. You could really be looking inwards. So you're not feeling your best on these days. 11th and 12th, very good positive energies. This is where you're feeling positive. You're introspecting on these days. You're feeling spiritual. You're feeling religious. And you'll also see that your energies with your father are more in sync on these days. So very nice positive days. So the 13th, 14th, and 15th, these are, again, very good positive days, especially regarding your career. This is where you want to focus and showcase your career set, your career skills. Showcase them to your superiors. You'll find that their energies are in sync with your energies. Your coworkers will also be supportive on these days. And if you have any work meetings, this is a good day for that as well. You should see positive results. That's the 13th, 14th, and 15th. Now, moving on to the 16th and 17th. Again, very favorable days. These are good days if you want to look to invest further. This is a good time for that. You can look to better understand the markets. Something should click where you learn something new about the markets. Also, it's a good time to go out and socialize with your friends. It's a great time to take advice from your friends on these days as well.
Now, the 18th and 19th, these are not favorable days. These are days where your energies will be low. You will find that you're not getting support from the energies around you. So you could feel a bit lonely. You could feel like you want to self-isolate on these days. And also be mindful of your spending on these days. You could have an unexpected expense, or you could have a wasteful spending on these days. So be mindful of that. Now on the 20th, 21st, and 22nd, very favorable days for you. These are days where you want to focus your energy inward. You want to focus the energy on yourself. So self-rejuvenate, self-reflect, gain your energies, and move forward to the 23rd and 24th, which are great days for you. These are your money days. This is where the money flow is really good on these days. If you need to borrow money, if you've lent out money and need it back, great days to ask for it back. And if you need to borrow money from family or your spouse, this is a great time to ask. Chances are they'll easily give you what you require. Now, on the 25th, 26th, and 27th, great energy. This is time that you want to spend with your siblings. You should have a good time with them. You'll get along with them on these days. And also, if you want to do any local trip traveling, you might want to do some trip traveling for work as well. Great days for that. So good positive energy. On the 28th and 29th, again, very good positive days. This is where your home environment is very supportive to you. This is where you'll find that, you're happy at home. Things at home are peaceful. The energies with your mother are also really good on these days. So if you need to, you want to spend some time with your mother, you should have a really nice time with her on these days. Moving on to the 30th and 31st, again, very positive days. Again, these are really good days for you to focus your energies on learning something new, do something creative, do something romantic, be spontaneous on these days. Really good, positive days. So you're ending the month on a really good, positive note. Overall, a really, really wonderful month for the Libra natives. So I hope you've enjoyed today's video. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe so you don't miss the next month's calendar. Thank you so much for watching. Welcome to your Scorpio Ascendant calendar for January 2025. Hello, Scorpio Ascendants. January 2025 is shaping up to be a wonderful, powerful month of transformation, healing, and growth. In addition to your monthly forecast, stick around for your daily calendar's prediction, which will provide your honey days for love, money days for financial opportunities, and caution days to be aware of. So don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. So let's begin with the monthly overview. So January brings a powerful emotional focus for Scorpio. Now, Venus entering Capricorn, your third house, on January 13th will highlight your relationships with your siblings, your friends, and your neighbors. It's a great time for improving communication and sharing your feelings with those close to you. There may also be opportunities to express yourself more authentically in romantic relationships. Now, with the sun moving into Aquarius on January 14th, your fourth house will be activated, calling for attention to home and family dynamics. Your domestic life may be the focal point, and relationships with close family members could also take center stage. So it's a perfect time to focus on creating emotional harmony at home. Around the Cancer full moon on January 12th, expect heightened emotional sensitivity, especially in relationships with your partner or your loved ones. Now, this full moon could bring to the surface any unresolved issues that need addressing, providing an opportunity for healing and growth in your emotional connections. Now, let's take a look at marriage and family. This area of your life will undergo some major shifts this month. Saturn's presence in your fourth house has been urging you to build a solid emotional foundation at home. So January will continue to bring attention to your responsibilities within the household and how you mature and how you nurture those relationships that matter the most to you. Now, Mars enters Cancer, the seventh house, on January 17th, which could introduce some friction in your marriage or long-term partnerships. So there could be power struggles or emotional confrontations. But this is also a time for empowerment. Your ability to assert yourself in relationships will be amplified. but be cautious not to push it too hard. So seek healthy compromises with your partner to avoid unnecessary conflicts. Now let's take a look at career and professional life. This month is filled with opportunities for progress in your career. With Jupiter in Taurus, your hard work will begin to pay off. So this is something that could lead to recognition or to promotions. So if you've been working behind the scenes or even on long-term projects, January might bring some breakthrough moments for you in your career. Focus on organizing your professional life and maintaining discipline, as Saturn's influence will support long-term stability in your career. Now, the Sun enters into Aquarius on January 14th. That will put a spotlight on your fourth house, urging you to balance your home life again with your professional demands. So it's a good time to review your work habits and also to make sure that you align your professional values with your home priorities. Now, Mars's transit into Cancer on January 17th will energize your public life, potentially bringing a increased drive to succeed. However, this energy may also lead to emotional impulses in your career decisions as well. So avoid making major career shifts during this time unless you're thoroughly assessing the situation. Now let's take a look at wealth and finances. With Venus moving into Capricorn and the third house after January 13th, your financial communication is key this month. So you may need to have conversations about money, about joint assets, or investment plans, particularly with your siblings or close friends. But be mindful of how you handle financial negotiations during this time. Now, Jupiter in your sixth house continues to support financial growth through your work, through your daily routines. So you might find it a little bit more effort is needed in your workplace to see big rewards. Still, as Mars enters Cancer on January 17th, be wary of impulsive purchases or unnecessary expenses. So maintain caution around money during this period. Now, the Capricorn new moon on January 28th will bring new opportunities to set financial goals, particularly in the realms of long-term investments or savings. Now let's take a look at health and wellness. Now, health may feel like a balancing act this month, with the Sun and Venus balancing the fourth house of home and emotional security. Your mental and emotional well-being will closely be tied to your physical health as well. So if you've been neglecting your home environment, consider making changes that bring peace and comfort. This could positively impact your overall wellness. Now, Mars in Cancer starts on January 17th, which could lead to heightened stress levels, especially if you're working through emotional challenges. So be sure to engage in stress reducing activities such as yoga, meditation, to keep your energies in balance. Now, the full moon in Cancer on January 12th will bring emotional clarity, but it's important to pay attention to your physical health as your emotional state impacts your well-being. So this is a good time to detox or to reassess your self-care routine. Now let's look at your calendar day-by-day predictions. So looking at January 1st and 2nd, it starts on a positive note. This is a good time to take a short trip or spend some time with your siblings. It's also a good time to maybe work on your hobbies. A nice, happy time for you. Now moving on to the 3rd and 4th. This is where you feel that your energies are at peace at home. The home environment is very supportive here. And also your energies with your mother are very much in sync here. So a very good, happy time at home. Moving on to the 5th and 6th, again, really good energy days. This is where your focus will be really sharp. If you're single and you want to go on a date, these are really good romantic days for you as well. Your energy will be spontaneous on these days. And if you're a student, it's also good days for you to study. It's a good time to learn something new. Now on the 7th and 8th, this is where you have to be a little bit mindful of your energies. Your health may not be at its best. Your energies could be low. Your energies could be irritable during these 2 days. And also the energies around you also could be unsupportive on these days. You could be dealing with debt. You could be dealing with illness. You could be dealing with disputes on these days. Now, if you have court case dates on these days, they're not favorable. The results will not be favorable. If you have any big meetings, maybe it's a good thing to change it to more favorable days. Now, moving on to the 9th and 10th. This is where your energies do improve. You'll find that you are in sync with your partner, whether it's your spouse, whether it's your business partner. Your energies are in sync. You're seeing eye to eye. The support is there. Moving on to the 11th and 12th. This is where the energies, you have to be a little bit mindful here. The energies are a little bit stressed here. So you won't be feeling your best. You could have a lot on your mind here. So 2 days to be a little bit wary of. Now the 13th, 14th, and 15th, this is where your energies improve. You're feeling better. You're feeling more optimistic. You could be thinking of long trip traveling. And also you'll notice on these days, your energies with your father, they're more in sync on these days. So it's a good time to spend with your dad. Now on the 16th and 17th, these are great days for you to focus your energies at work, to showcase your skill set. If you have any meetings at work, great days for that as well. You should see good results. The energies around you are very supportive on these days, whether it's from your superiors, whether it's from your coworkers. So very good energy. Now moving on to the 18th and 19th. Again, very good supportive energies here. So if you want to go out, socialize with your friends, have some fun, good days for that. If you want to do some socializing, networking, great times for that as well. If you want to, if you're in the stock market and you're looking to invest further, great days to look at the trends on these days. Now moving on to the 20th, 21st, and 22nd. So these 3 days, you have to be a little bit mindful of your energy. Your energies could be very low. You could feel very isolated, very alone, not supportive on these days. You could also have unexpected expenses, and you could also be not feeling your best on these days. So the 23rd and the 24th, again, your energies have now improved. They are now going positive, and the energies are more focused on yourself. This is where you're self-reflecting, your self-revising yourself as well. This is where you want to focus your energies on yourself. Again, meditation, yoga, journaling would be great on these days. Now, the 25th, 26th, and 7th, very positive days for you. These are your money days. This is where you'll see that the money flow is really good on these days. If you're in business, you should see good profits on these days. If you are looking to borrow money, good days to ask. And if you've lent out money, good days to get your money back on these days. If you're in the markets, again, take a look at the markets and see, is this a good time for you to take profits? So you should see something positive as far as money on these days. Now, the 28th and 29th, again, very positive energies. This is, again, where you want to focus your energies more towards your family, to younger siblings, to your neighbors, spend some time in your local community. On the 30th and 31st, great energies. Again, you're feeling great at home, supportive environment. It's good time with your family. So there you go, Scorpio. Now, if you're a Scorpio ascendant, these are your dates that you have to be mindful of in the calendar. So your honey days are if you're single, it's the 5th, 6th. And for those of you who are married, the 9th and 10th are really good days romantically. Money days, 25th, 26th, and 27th. And the days to be cautious are the 7th, 8th, 11th, 12th, 20th, 21st, and 22nd. So this is for Scorpio Ascendant Vedic astrology. Please make sure that it is Vedic astrology and it is your ascendant. So if you've enjoyed today's video, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and to watch the full videos on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching today. Sagittarius Ascendant Horoscope for January 2025. Hello, Sagittarius. January 2025 is a month of growth, renewal, and exploration for you. First, we'll do a quick overview of the month, followed by daily predictions with the calendar for the month of January. So this month, Sagittarius, the focus is on personal growth and relationships. Venus enters Capricorn on January 13th, illuminating your second house of self-worth and possessions. So you may find that love comes through exploration of shared values or deepening your connection with your partner over mutual interests. So there is an emphasis on financial compatibility and also sharing resources with loved ones. And this is a great time to discuss long-term plans with your partner. Now, with the sun entering Aquarius on January 14th, your third house will be activated, drawing attention to communication, travel, and networking. So you may find yourself more inclined to speak more openly about your feelings and your desires in your relationships. Now, strengthening bonds with those who understand your adventurous spirit as well. So remember to stay grounded in your communication style to avoid any misunderstandings in the month of January. Now, the Cancer full moon on January 12th will bring emotional clarity, particularly around your sense of security in love. You might find yourself reassessing your emotional needs in relationships. This moon could reveal hidden emotions, allowing for deepening healings. Now, let's take a look at marriage and family. So marriage and family dynamics will be particularly important in January, with the sun's entry into Aquarius activating your third house. Communication within the family and romantic partnerships will also be key in the month of January. So you'll be feeling a strong desire to connect, to share ideas, and possibly travel with loved ones. So this is a good time to plan any vacations or family get-togethers that allow you to bond over shared experiences. Now, with Saturn in your third house, there may be a tendency to hold back your true feelings for the sake of harmony. But January encourages you to speak up and to express yourself more freely. So be open to resolving any lingering issues within the family or within your marriage. Now, if there have been misunderstandings, this could be the time to clear the air. And now let's take a look at career and professional life. Now, career growth is looking favorable this month. With Jupiter in your fifth house of creativity and self-expression, you're posed to take advantage of opportunities that allow you to showcase your talents. So this is a great time for creative works and also for new projects that allow you to stand out at work. So don't be afraid to take risks. Your natural optimism will serve you well in your professional endeavors. So now Mars enters a Cancer on January 17th, which will be activating your 10th house of career and your public life. So your drive to succeed will be stronger than ever, but you might also feel internal tensions as well. So this is a time when ambition meets emotional sensitivity. So balance your professional goals with the need for your emotional care as well. Now, with Capricorn's new moon on January 28th, this is a powerful time to set professional goals, particularly in the realms of finance and long-term career growth. So take this opportunity to review your career path and make adjustments along the way. Make adjustments that align with your future vision. Now, moving on to wealth and finances. Financial matters are highlighted this month, especially with Venus in Capricorn. So this is an excellent time to reassess your values around money and possessions, whether it's creating a budget, planning investments, or discussing joint finances with your partner. Now, focus on aligning with your professional decisions on a long-term basis. Now, with Mars moving into Cancer on January 17th, you might feel a push to invest more energy into financial matters, but be mindful of overspending or making impulsive purchases. So maintain a disciplined approach to managing your finances. Now, the Capricorn new moon on January 28th will be a great time to set new financial goals, whether it's savings, investing, or planning for future expenses. Take the time to create a solid financial foundation for the year ahead. Now, when we're looking at health and wellness, health will require a bit of attention this month, especially with the sun that will be influencing your third house. This could mean that you're spending a lot of time communicating, traveling, especially local traveling, managing a busy schedule. You will be putting lots of efforts in. So it's important to find the time to rest. So make sure to take care of your mental health by allowing yourself moments of calm and reflection. Now, Mars in Cancer will bring a surge of energy into your career and your public life. But this can also lead to stress. So pay attention to your emotional stress levels as well, as emotional stress can manifest into physical ailments as well. So prioritize self-care, whether it's through exercise, meditation, or spending time with loved ones.
So now let's take a look at your daily calendar. Now, the 1st and 2nd of January, you're starting off on a good note. Those are your money days. You'll see that the money flow is really good on these days. So take a look at, taking profits, or whether you need to ask for money from your spouse. It's a good time for that. If you're looking to ask for a raise, good days for that as well. If you've lent out money, great time to get your money back on these days, because you'll have less resistance on these days. Now, moving on to the 3rd and 4th, great days for you to do some hobbies, local traveling. If you want to put some efforts in as far as your work, also a good time for that as well. Good days to spend with your siblings. It's a good time for family on these days. Also, the 5th and 6th, great time with families, good home environment. You'll also see that the home environment is more at peace. It's more supportive. If you need to, have a talk with your mom, you'll see that she's very supportive on these days. Your energies will be very much in sync. Now, moving on to the 7th and 8th. Again, very good days, positive days. This is where your mind is very sharp, especially if you want to learn something new. Definitely focus your energies on these days. You'll definitely get something will click, okay, on these days. If you're single, it's a good day for you to go out on a date. This energy is very, very spontaneous, very romantic, good energies. Now, on the 9th and 10th, these are not favorable energies. This is where the energies are less supportive, more irritable, and you'll find that these days are days of not good health, and also debts, disputes could come up as well. If you have dates that are important, I would say please don't do it on these days, especially if it's court dates. The results will not be favorable on these days, so maybe it's best to change them if it's possible. Now, moving to the 11th and 12th, good days for you, very positive. The energies are supportive on these days, and you'll see that if you are married, these are good days with your spouse. If you're in business, also you'll see that you're seeing eye to eye with your business partner on these days too. So great day to discuss the future with your partner. Now, the 13th, 14th, and 15th, these are not favorable days. The energies here are very stressed. This is where you have a lot on your mind. You're just trying to get through these days. So maybe lay low on these days. Now, moving to the 16th and 17th, these are days where now you're feeling more positive. The energy flow is so much better on these days. You're feeling lucky on these days, actually. Your energies are very positive. Your energies are very supported on these days. If you, want to spend some time with your dad, great days for spending time with your father. You'll see that your energies are very much in sync, and the environment with him is more supported on these days. Now, moving on to the 18th and 19th, very positive days again. These are positive days for your career. If you want to focus your energies at work, this is a good time for you to see results. If you want to, again, ask for a raise, ask for a promotion, good days for that. If you have a meeting at work, also good time to do any presentations. Your coworkers, your colleagues, your superiors will be supportive on these days for you. Moving on to the 20th, 21st, and 22nd. These are your fun days. This is where you want to go out, you want to have some fun, you want to socialize. So good days for that. Now, moving on to the 23rd and 24th. These are days where you want to be mindful of your energies and also your expenses. Your energies could feel very low here. They're not supported. So you might feel, you might want to self-isolate on these days, or you might feel lonely on these days because the support is just not there. Be mindful that you don't have any unexpected expenses on these days as well. Now, moving on to the 25th, 26th, and 27th. These are very favorable days for you. Again, now the energy is more optimistic. It's more positive. And it's a energy where you want to focus on yourself. Do some journaling, maybe do some meditation. Spend some time on yourself. Re-energize your energies. Now, the 28th and 29th, again, great money days for you. The money flow is easy on these days. So definitely you will see that you have more money in your wallet on these days.
Now, the 30th, 31st, again, positive energies. This is where you want to spend some time with your siblings, your neighbors. You could have a great time with them on these days. So the month ends on a very positive note, and I hope that you take every blessing that January presents to you. And I hope you've enjoyed today's video. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. Your support is greatly appreciated. Thank you for watching today. Capricorn Ascendant Horoscope for January 2025. Hello, Capricorn Ascendants. January is going to be a pivotal month for you, filled with opportunities to expand and enhance your personal life, your career, and your finances. First, I'll provide a quick overview for the month, followed by the daily calendar with predictions for key days for your honey days, your money days, and days where you need to practice caution. So don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. So let's begin with a monthly overview. Now, love and romance do take center stage this month. Now, Venus, the planet of love, beauty, enters Capricorn on January 13th, igniting your first house of self-expression. Now, this is a period of self-reflection, self-love, and attraction. You'll feel more confident and more attractive, and relationships may deepen and transform during this time. Now, if you're in a relationship, this period encourages you to express your feelings more openly and to nurture your connections with your partner through meaningful gestures. Now, with Cancer's full moon on January 12th, there's a spotlight on emotional security and your home life. So if you're single, you may feel a strong pull towards creating a deeper connection with your special someone. And also your relationship. It's a great time to evaluate your emotional needs and strengthen your bond. Now, Venus's influence on the first house will bring harmony into your relationships. And if you've been wanting to engage in a deeper commitment, this is definitely a favorable time to have those important discussions. Now, for married Capricorns, January is a month of healing and deep connection. The sun's entry into Aquarius on January 14th activates your second house of values and possessions, prompting discussions about long-term financial plans and shared resources. So there is an opportunity to strengthen your relationship with your partner by aligning your values and your financial goals. Additionally, the Cancer full moon on January 12th encourages you to focus on nurturing the emotional bonds in your home life. So you may feel compelled to support your partner or your family members in new ways, whether it's through deeper communication or offering practical assistance. Family matters will benefit from more open dialogue, and if you've been facing any challenges with relatives, January provides the opportunity to smooth things over and to reestablish harmony within the household. Now, looking at career and professional life, your career is front and center this month, Capricorn. With Mars entering Cancer on January 17th, your professional life and public image will be highlighted, and you may feel driven than ever to achieve your goals. But remember to balance ambition with emotional self-care. You could feel a strong need for recognition, so make sure your hard work is being noticed. Now, January 28th's Capricorn new moon will also offer a powerful opportunity to set career goals. It's a time for reflection. So reflect on your path that you're on and realign with your long-term professional ambitions. You may receive new insights or even offers during this time that will be beneficial to your career progression. Now, the energy around January's transit is all about reasserting yourself in the workplace and also taking responsibility for your goals. Now, whether it's a new project, a promotion, or professional shift, take the steps now to position yourself for growth. Now, looking at financial matters, they're definitely emphasized this month, particularly with Venus's influence on your first house of self-expression and your second house of finances that will definitely be activated. So you may feel the urge to spend on things that bring comfort and pleasure, but it's also a great time for you to reevaluate your financial habits and also to establish a long-term plan. Now, you'll find that this is an ideal month to set your budget, set financial goals, and perhaps engage in discussions with your loved ones about shared finances and financial responsibilities. Now, on January 17th, Mars moves into Cancer, which could promote a focus on earnings and career advancement. You may be more motivated than ever to increase your income,
but avoid impulsive financial decisions around this time. Stay disciplined with your spending habits. Now, the Capricorn new moon on January 28th will allow you to set new financial intentions and also to review your savings and your investments. This is definitely a perfect time to plan for future expenses and also to solidify your financial foundation for the year ahead. Now, when we're looking at health and wellness, Capricorn, you are known for your hardworking nature, but this month the stars encourage you to focus on your health and well-being. Now, Mars's move into Cancer on January 17th may prompt you to engage in more physical activities, but be cautious of stress. It's important to find balance between work, personal life, and relaxation. Now, with Venus entering your first house, there is an added focus on self-care and maintaining a balance in your routine. So make sure to pay attention to your emotional health. It will reflect in your physical well-being. So make sure you take time out for yourself, whether it's through relaxation or engaging in activities that you enjoy to boost your energy levels. Now let's take a look at your daily calendar. So January 1st and 2nd, again, these are your days. These are days you want to focus your energies on yourself, your well-being, your mental health, and your emotional and spiritual health as well. So do some yoga, do some meditating, spend some time doing self-reflection. Now, the 3rd and 4th, very positive days. These are your money days. This is where the money flow is very easy on these days. So if you need to ask for a promotion, ask for a raise, ask for money from your spouse, you'll see that the resistance isn't there. You'll see that you have more money in your wallet on these days. Now, the 5th and the 6th, these are very positive days. This is where you want to focus your energies with your siblings, with your neighbors, maybe do some local traveling. So a good time for that. The 7th and 8th, again, very positive energies at home. You'll see that your energies with your family are really nice. They're supportive on these days. So you're happy at home on these days. Now, the 9th and the 10th, these are, again, very positive days. This is where your mind is very sharp. You have a lot on your mind. If you're looking to study, if you're learning to learn something new, if you're a student, if you're taking any kind of courses, you'll see that the information is more easily absorbed on these days. So something definitely mentally clicks on these days because the focus here is very sharp. And also, if you're single, these are good romantic days as well. You'll see that your mood is really good and positive on these days. Now, moving to the 11th and 12th, this is where your energies are not favorable. This is where your energies are very irritated on these days. And the energies around you are also very irritated on these days. So you could be dealing with health issues, debt, disputes. If you have court dates, if you're going through a court case, these are not favorable days for those. So if you can change the days to more favorable days, that would be better for you. Now, moving to the 13th, 14th, and 15th. These are positive days for you. This is where your energies with your spouse are very much in sync. You'll see eye to eye. If you need to have a discussion with your partner, if you need to strengthen your bonds, great days for that. Now, moving on to the 16th and the 17th. These 2 days are a bit stressful. The energies are not favorable on these days. So definitely maybe lay low on these days. You could have a lot on your mind on these days as well. So not favorable days. Moving to the 18th and 19th. These are favorable days. This is where you're feeling lucky, you're feeling positive, and you're feeling like, things are much better now. So moving to the 20th, 21st, and 22nd, these are great energy days. This is where your focus is really strong at work. Your energies are picked up here. And also if you have meetings on these days, you have a presentation, great days for that. You'll see that your work environment is very supportive for you here. Now moving on to the 23rd and 24th, these are great days for you to do some networking. Go out, socialize, spend some time with your friends. And if you're on social media, great days for that. You should see some good activity on these days. The moods around you should be good. The energies are positive. Now moving on to the 25th, 26th, and 27th. 27th. These days are not favorable energies. This is where your energies are feeling low. You could feel like, you don't want to spend time around people. You could self-isolate, spend some time alone. And also, if you need support, it won't be there for you on these days. And also, be mindful of unexpected expenses on these days. An unexpected expense could come up on these days. So definitely keep an eye on your wallet. So on the 28th and 29th, these are favorable days. These are your days. These are days you want to spend your energies on yourself, self-reflect, self-rejuvenate, and regain your strength after those three difficult days. Now, the 30th, 31st, these are really good days, positive days, and these are money days. So you actually have 4 really good money days this month. So the money flow is really good for you. So definitely, if you need to ask for money, get a loan, get a promotion, get a raise at work. If you need to ask your spouse for money, great days for that. And you'll see that the resistance isn't there. So if you need to ask to get money, this is a good time for you to do that. And you check your wallet, you'll definitely have more cash in your wallet on these days. So definitely a good ending to a good month for you, Capricorn. So please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. And remember, this is for Capricorn ascendant Vedic astrology. This is not Western astrology. So please do go online, find out your ascendant sign in Vedic astrology, and then look at the daily calendar for accurate dates. Thank you so much for watching today. Aquarius ascendant horoscope for January 2025. Hello, Aquarius. January is set to be an exciting and transformative month for you, with the focus on inner growth, self-expression, and financial stability. First, I'll do a quick overview of the month, followed by your daily calendar, where we look at the key days daily for your honey days for love, money days for money, and caution days where you need to practice caution. So please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. So let's begin with the monthly overview. Now, January begins with a focus on self-love and healing, Aquarius, with Venus entering your 12th house on January 13th. Now, there may be a sense of introspection regarding love and personal connections. You may feel drawn to a more solitary approach to love this month, reflecting on past relationships or your own emotional needs. Now, for those of you in relationships, there will be opportunities to reestablish emotional intimacy by dealing with your past issues. Now, this period calls for healing and self-compassion, especially when it comes to how you interact with others emotionally. Now, with the Cancer full moon on January 12th, which will activate your 7th house of partnerships, it will shed light on imbalances in your relationships. Now, if you're single, the full moon might bring to the surface some emotional realizations about what you truly desire in a partner, paving the way for a new chapter in your love life. Now, Venus's shift into your sign on January 29th, expect some more direct and visible expressions of affection in later parts of the month. Now, this could be time for positive changes in your romantic and your social life, where your confidence and your charm will definitely be amplified. Now, as far as marriage and family, for Aquarius ascendants who are in committed relationships, January encourages deeper introspection. Now, Venus's influence in your 12th house will push you to address any unspoken issues or emotional baggage that have been affecting your marriage or your partnerships. Now, this could be a period where healing and forgiveness become key themes. So spend quality time with your partner, focusing on understanding each other's emotional needs, and seek closure where there's unresolved issues. Now, looking at family life, it will benefit from being introspective here. So the introspective energies will be beneficial to you. You may find yourself considering your role within the family and how you contribute more to the emotional well-being of your loved ones. There is a subtle invitation to be the emotional anchor, providing support without overwhelming yourself. Now, the Cancer full moon on January 12th can bring emotional clarity regarding your family dynamics, highlighting any tensions or unresolved matters that need attention. So it's a time for family conversations that will lead to healing and moving forward together. Now, January is an excellent month to focus on your personal goals as well as your professional aspirations. Now, Mars enters Cancer on January 17th. activating your seventh house of partnership and collaboration. So you could find yourself engaged in important discussions that could affect your career trajectory around this time. So whether it's with a business partner, a boss, a colleague, use this time to assert your ideas and also to establish long-term plans. Now, Capricorn's new moon on January 28th provides the excellent opportunity for you to set career goals and also financial goals as well. Now, with the sun in Aquarius, this is your time to shine professionally. Your public image and your social standing may get a boost as the month progresses. You may feel a sense of renewal regarding your career path, and opportunities for growth are on the horizon. Now, with Venus entering your sign on January 29th, this could also be a time for rebranding, self-promotion, or even getting recognition for your professional efforts. So trust your efforts. They will definitely be rewarded as the month concludes. Now, looking at wealth and finances, the start of the year begins its focus on financial matters, particularly with Venus transiting your 12th house, which you may experience there's a need for you to review your expenses and your savings. So perhaps reassessing long-term financial plans. Now, the 12th house can also bring hidden financial issues to the surface. So be mindful of any behind-the-scenes expenditures or any financial drains that could affect your savings. Now, as Mars enters Cancer on January 17th, you may feel more motivated to work towards financial stability, especially in collaborative ventures or partnerships. Now, if you've been considering joint investments or shared financial projects, this is a favorable time to move forward with those types of ideas. Now, the Capricorn new moon on January 28th is it's a great time for you to set financial intentions for the future. Now, with the sun in your sign, this is the perfect moment for you to reevaluate your spending habits and also to set long-term financial goals. Trust that your practical approach will help you secure your financial future in the months to come. Now, looking at health and wellness, Aquarius, January will encourage a focus on your mental and emotional well-being. With the 12th house being activated by Venus, this may prompt you to take steps backwards to reflect on how your emotional state affects your overall health. Now, engage in activities that nurture both your body and your mind, such as meditation, yoga, or spend time in nature. Doing journaling is also great for that as well. Now, Mars enters Cancer on January 17th, which can give you the motivation to improve your physical health, particularly through regular activities, regular exercise, or even a new fitness routine as well. However, be cautious of pushing yourself too hard, especially if you're dealing with stress or emotional concerns. Now, the key to maintaining your health this month is balance. So take time to rest and do self-care to avoid any burnout, especially during the first half of the month when you feel that there's this urge to withdraw and also to focus your energies inwards. So now let's look at your daily calendar. So January 1st and 2nd, these are days where your energies are feeling low. You could have some unexpected expenses on these days. You're focusing your energies inwards on these days. So not favorable energies. Moving to the 3rd and the 4th, these are favorable energies. This is where you're focusing your energies on yourself, re-evaluating yourself, re-energizing yourself, reflecting on yourself. So you want to definitely put the focus on yourself on these days. Now, the 5th and the 6th, these are positive days again. This is where you want to focus your energies on money and family. So the money flow will definitely be good on these days. These are your money days. So if you need to ask for a raise, a good day for that. And also if you need to borrow some money, good days to ask on these days as well. Now, the 7th and 8th, these are great days for you to spend on local trip traveling. On these days, you'll see that your efforts are very fruitful on these days, and your energies with your siblings are also really nice on these days as well, especially your younger siblings. Now, on the 9th and 10th, again, very favorable days for you with your family, especially in the home environment. You'll find that the home environment is very supportive on these days, very loving and supportive. Now, the 11th and 12th, these again are very good days. For those of you who are single, great days for you to go on a date. You'll see that your Your energies are very spontaneous, very happy, very positive on these days. If you are learning something new, this is also a good time for that. Your focus will be very sharp on these days, and your ability to concentrate will be very high on these days. Now, moving on to the 13th, 14th, and 15th. These are your unfavorable days. These are days you want to be a little bit mindful. This is where the energies are not supportive. The energies around you are very irritated. So whether it's you're finding you're easily irritable on these days, and also people around you are very irritable on these days. So not a supportive energy. You could have to do with ill health, debt, disputes. You could easily get into a dispute on these days. And if you have court dates, these are not favorable days for that. Now, the 16th and 17th, very favorable days for you. This is where your energies with your partners are very much in sync. So if you're in business partner with someone, you should see that you can see eye to eye. If you need to have a business meeting, this is a great day for that. You'll also see that your profits, if you're in business, are good on these days. You should see good profit on these days. Moving to the 18th and 19th. These are unfavorable days. This is where your stress levels will be a bit high. So maybe do some meditation, do some yoga, relax your energies. Moving to the 20th, 21st, and 22nd. These are favorable days. This is where you're feeling good, you're feeling positive, your energies are positive. The energies around you are supportive on these days. And these are also great days where you'll find that your father figure in your life is also very supportive on these days. Now, moving to the 23rd and 24th. These are, again, very positive days. This is where you want to focus your energies at work. You want to showcase your skill set at work. It will definitely get recognition. And if you have meetings at work, you will see that they will have a positive outcome, and you will get support from your superiors on these days as well. Moving to the 25th, 26th, and 27th. These, again, very favorable days for you to do some socializing, go out, have some fun with friends, go out and food, friends, and fun. Very positive days for you. Now, moving to the 28th and 29th, these energies are not positive. These are negative energies. These are energies that are not supportive. So you could deal with health issues. Your energies could be low. You could feel that the energies around you are not supportive. So you might want to self-isolate on these days, spend some time alone on these days. You definitely don't want to be around with people on these days. So you do spend some time alone. And also you could be dealing with some unexpected expenses on these days. So be mindful of your wallet on these days. Now, moving to the 30th and 31st, the month ends on a good note because now we're moving into positive energies. Again, your energies are positive. You're focusing your energies on yourself. So definitely self-reflect, do some self-rejuvenation, spend some time, maybe do some self-journaling, and relax and regain your energies. So there you go, Aquarius ascendant. Remember, this is Vedic astrology. This is not Western astrology. So if you are Aquarius ascendant in your Vedic astrology, this is for you, and these dates will be precise for you. So if you don't know your ascendant, please do look online. It's very easily available for free. If you've enjoyed today's video, found it helpful, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for your support. Pisces ascendant. Horoscope for January 2025. Welcome, Pisces. January 2025 is shaping up to be a month full of introspection, emotional growth, and personal transformation. So as I dive into January, let's do a quick monthly overview followed by your daily calendar, where I will cover your honey days for love, money days for money flow, and caution days where you need to practice a bit of caution. So please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. So let's begin with your monthly overview. So January kicks off with a focus on inner healing and self-discovery for Pisces ascendant. With Venus in your 11th house of friendships and social groups, there's a lot of emphasis on your connections to like-minded individuals. Now, this is a good time to explore new romantic possibilities within your circle, your social circle, or you to nurture existing relationships by strengthening the bond of your friendships. So you may find that the best relationships this month are those that are where you have a strong foundation of mutual respect and mutual understanding.
Now, however, the Cancer full moon on January 12th falls in your fifth house of creativity and romance, bringing emotional revelations in your romantic life. Now, for those of you who are already in relationships, this full moon may shed some light on the need for deeper emotional intimacy. Now, for singles, it's an ideal time to reflect on what kind of love connection you truly do want to make. Now, the full moon it really does encourage honesty, and you may feel a strong pull to make bold decisions about matters of the heart. Now, by the time Venus enters your 12th house on January 13th, emotional introspection will deepen. This period will be great for reflecting on past relationships, acknowledging any emotional bondages and baggages, and healing from any past wounds. So although you may feel a bit withdrawn, it's an excellent time to focus on self-love and understanding your own emotional needs. Now, regarding marriage and family, for those who are already in committed relationships or marriages, January offers a chance for emotional healing and renewal. Venus's presence in your 11th house encourages more socializing and collaborative ideas, which can benefit your marriage by introducing new shared interests or bonding through group activities. Now, you have to look at Cancer full moon, which will be eliminating your fifth house of romance. So there could be moments of emotional intensity, especially related to children or creative projects together. So it's a good time to have open communications about your desires and your expectations. Now, the latter half of the moon with Venus moving into your 12th house could bring a sense of isolation or a need for more alone time. Now, this period may lead to some reflection on a deeper emotional pattern in your relationships. So if you've been carrying unresolved emotional baggage from the past, this could be a time to heal and to release it. Family matters may require a very soft approach this month, especially around the full moon. So pay attention to your emotional sensitivity and avoid unnecessary conflict, especially with those you care about deeply. Now, January presents a powerful focus on personal growth and career advancement. Pisces, with the Sun and Mercury in your 10th house of career and public life, this is definitely a month to prioritize your professional goals and your reputation. Now, your ideas and your communication will be well received, and there's an opportunity for recognition and visibility in your chosen field. However, with Saturn's continued presence in your first house, there's also a serious undertone in your career pursuits, especially this month. So you'll be asked to work harder and also to take more responsibility. Now, the Capricorn new moon on January 28th, that will activate your 10th house, making it an excellent time to set new intentions in your career, whether it's pursuing a new project, career, your job, your career decisions, your career direction. This new moon supports all efforts towards public recognition and also achievement. So focus on long-term plans and consider how you want to build your legacy. Now, Mars positioned in your sixth house also highlights productivity and day-to-day work. So if you feel driven to complete important projects or to take on new responsibilities, the beginning of the year is an excellent time to focus on getting your work-life balance and put it in check, ensuring that your career is aligned with your deeper values. Now, let's look at wealth and finances. January is definitely a month for Pisces to pay close attention to your finances, especially with Venus influencing your 11th house of groups and networking. So financial opportunities may come from collaborative or collective ventures. So be open to discussing money matters with your trusted friends or professional contacts. There may be opportunities to pool resources or to invest in joint projects that could pay off in the long term. However, Venus's transit into your 12th house on January 13th may prompt hidden expenses or even financial concerns that need to be addressed. So pay attention to any subconscious fears or any patterns regarding finances and money, okay? As this energy invites you to reflect and to heal in your financial matters, this is definitely an ideal time to clear up any debts or to take a close look at your financial habits. Now, the Capricorn new moon on January 28th offers a powerful moment to reassess your long-term financial goals. Now, if you've been thinking about making investments or planning for retirement, this new moon encourages you to take very practical steps towards these goals. Now let's take a look at health and wellness.
So health will be a significant theme for Pisces ascendant in January, particularly with the moon transiting your sixth house of health and daily routines. So pay attention to your physical and mental health and focus on creating habits that support overall well-being. Meditation, yoga, and also nature walks could also be especially beneficial for you this month. Now, Mars in your sixth house will bring a burst of energy that could help you to become more disciplined in your approach to fitness. So it might be a good time to join a gym. Use this drive also to adapt healthier routines or to commit to a wellness program. But however, you do have to be mindful of, don't push yourself too hard. Overexertion can lead to burnout. So aim for a balanced approach. Now, towards the middle of the month, when Venus moves into your 12th house, emotional well-being will take precedence. So focus on managing stress and addressing any mental health issues. Seek quiet time to recharge and to ensure that you're nurturing your emotional health as well as your physical health. And now let's take a look at your day-to-day calendar. So January 1st and 2nd, you're starting the month off on a good note. It's highlighting your 11th house of networking and socializing and large groups. So definitely prioritize spending some time with friends and do some networking on these days. Great positive energy for that. Now, the 3rd and the 4th, you do have to be mindful on these days. Be mindful of your expenses and your health on these days. You might also want to do some introspection work on these days as well. Maybe take a look at your budget on these days. So not so favorable these 2 days. So definitely be mindful of the energies on these days. The 5th and the 6th, your energies are now positive. These are more supportive energies. These energies are supportive to yourself. This is energy that you want to spend on yourself, whether it's self-reflection, self-rejuvenation. So spend some time doing some journaling, some meditation, take those nature walks, spend the time on you. Now, moving to the 7th and 8th, these are your money days, very favorable days. You'll see that the money flow is really easy on these days. If you want to take profit from the markets, these are great days for that. You should have more money in your wallet on these days. Now, looking at the 9th and 10th, again, very favorable days for you. This is a great time for you to put some efforts at work. They will definitely be rewarded. And if you want to do some local trip traveling, it could be for your hobbies, it could be for your enjoyment, but it also can be related to work. And you'll see that they are fruitful as well. So very favorable energies. Looking at the 11th and 12th, again, very favorable days. This is where your energy at home is very supportive. You'll see that your energies with your mother are very supportive on these days. You'll definitely see eye to eye. She'll be very supportive, definitely loving environment for you at home. Now, looking at the 13th, 14th, and 15th, again, very positive days for you. This is where your energies are very focused. Your concentration is very sharp on these days. So if you need to do any research, you need to do any, if you're a student and you have any reports that need to be done and handed in, great time for that. Now, moving to the 16th and 17th. These are not favorable days. This is where your energy is not supported. These are days where you could have ill health, you could have disputes, you could have debt. So definitely not good days. If you have any court cases that you are going through right now and you have court dates on these days, not favorable results for you. Moving to the 18th and 19th, these are favorable days. This is where your energy with your partner is very much in sync. If you are married, this is where you'll definitely see eye to eye with your partner. You can definitely strengthen your bond on these days, and they'll be very receptive to you on these days. Now, moving to the 20th, 21st, and 22nd. These days are not very favorable. These are where your energies are very stressed. You could have a lot on your mind, and you could be very focused, whether it's a family problem, whether it's finances. These are stressful days. So moving to the 23rd, 24th. These are favorable days.
These are days that your energy is flowing very nicely. You're feeling positive. You're feeling lucky on these days. These are also excellent days that, you want to spend some time with your father. Anybody who's a father figure, you'll see that your energy is very much in sync with them on these days. Now moving on to the 25th, 26th, and 27th. This is a great energy for you to focus all your attention at work. Spend some time where you can showcase your skill set at work. You'll definitely get the recognition. You'll definitely get the praise that you deserve at work. You will get accredited for your work on these days. So definitely very supportive days for you in your career. Looking at 28th and 29th, again, very favorable for you to go and spend some time with your friends. It's a great time for food, for friends, for socializing, very supportive energy. Now, the month ends on the 30th, 31st. This is where your energies, again, you're feeling a little bit low on these days. These are not supportive energies. Be mindful of your expenses on these days, as you could have an unexpected expense, and also your health, your energies could be low and you could have health issues or other such things where the energies are not very supportive. But overall, January is a wonderful month for Pisces ascendants. So I hope you make the best of every blessing that comes your way. Now, remember, this is for Pisces ascendant Vedic astrology. This is not Western astrology. So please, if you don't know your ascendant sign, you can easily find it online for free. So make sure it's Pisces ascendant. If you found today's video helpful, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Your support is greatly appreciated. Thank you so much today.